Hello my dear friends, namaskar all of you. First of all, good morning all of you and welcome all of you back my channel, Sunday Rockstar. And friends, if you're new to the channel, then please like, share and subscribe my channel. Because if you want this video, that is haunted video. Today I brought something haunted and one testing video in front of you. So I'm gonna say something interesting, something unlistenable, isn't it? Which you can't hear, you can't hear it, isn't it? So first of all, please press the bell icon and get a notification all of the notifications of these videos. Okay. Okay. Today I'm gonna say something interesting in front of you. Today I have brought some haunted story about our subscribers, about my subscribers, whose name were Sweden Ahmed. Actually, they were friends. So in this video, today we know that who are they and what happened with them and what they were doing and what kind of person they were. I don't know. You don't know, isn't it? Today I'm gonna say because of this story is told by, this story is given by my subscriber whose name is Mahesh. Okay, so with the third person Mahesh, I don't know. I know I'm joking with you. Okay, so let's get start the video without going late. Okay, my dear friends. Today I'm gonna say about our state, which name is which is very famous. How it's beat and what's what else like that. Many people arrives on that village, on that state. Sorry, village. State has a village which name is Denmark. Okay, so why the people arrives there and why the foreigners arrive? Is one of foreigners. Why the foreigners this place it is? I don't know. I know it. I'm talking with you. Okay, I'm talking about the Goa. Goa is a place. It's so beautiful. Goa is a state is beautiful because of it is a beach and it's a hotel and many foreigners comes to Goa to enjoy their own holidays, isn't it? So I'll not say about our village that how it has happened. It happened some incidents in the village. So that I'm gonna say, okay? So we have two subscribers whose name is Sumit and Amit, okay? They were high school students, they were studying in the school and they were studying in the city, and sometimes they were coming from the city on this home to celebrate these festivals and they celebrate this own holidays. In other words, they were two close friends, and on that village there was a house and it was so haunted. According to the people, some people they were saying that it is so haunted and to entering on the house that means you are working your death and you that day is fixed. And this types of haunted story was not hard. We were not hard from this Sumit and Amit, and they were not believing because they were so educated person, and they were not believing on the list of stories. Okay, so they wanted to prove, they wanted evidence, So many days passed away, when they had asked to the people that what happened on the house, the people were not saying to them about the house because of they had a scare. They were scaring from that house, isn't it? Because of they were knowing everything. They were knowing everything about the house, that what kind of incidents were happened on with the house, isn't it? With the house. So they were so curious boy because of they were so youngest. They were they were high school students. So they were about 15 and 16, isn't it? They were still in the class 9 standard. Okay, so once they decided that this night we have to go and we have to know that what's happening with the house and what's the real incident and what's the real story of the house. So when they decided and after that they lied their parents on the darkest night and it was a full moon night. It was like a lunar eclipse. Okay, and many incidents were hard in the village. If you're living in the village, then you have many stories about the village. That many stories are told from people, from our ancestors. That on the lunar eclipse, we shouldn't have to get out from our house because of we will be meeting hours. We will be meeting for hours on depths, which will be the beach and the coast, isn't it? You're hearing right, okay? So this story is going to be very interesting. Okay, when they decided to go to inside the house and when they decided to lie their parents, then on the darkest night it was a full moon night and it was a lunar eclipse. So they searched that house and that they were staying in that house very curiously that this home is beautiful and it was like a bungalow. It has many rooms. But it was one thing that it was very old and its color was discolored. It was discolored. And it was looking like very scary. It's like the ghost haunted house. But they were not believing it on that, isn't it? So finally decided to enter the house, on the gate it was written one thing on the black color. If you enter the house, then you will be killed home. Please go back to home. So these types of signals were written on the gate. But they were not scaring from it because they were educated person, you know. And they went into the house. Everything was normal. Everything was so normal, you know. They were not praying it. They spent there minimum 1 to 2 hours because they were enjoying. They one more thing to enjoy there, and they wanted to discover many more things, isn't it? So they had discovered one thing that the house was beautiful, but they were not knowing that what's going to happen with us in our future. So our story is going to be very interesting from now, you know. The house was very lighted and it is electricity. It had electricity, okay, and all bulbs was lighted by the electricity. You know, after 2 hours later, the light was switched off. That means light has gone away. Electricity has gone away. From that, they've been shocked that what's happened with us? What happened with us? Isn't it? And after that, they looked into the mirror. Actually, the house was precious. You know, I think the people were living very, very happily, very wealthy on that house. Listen, many, many years ago. But it was abandoned. It was abandoned. That's a very mysterious thing why the beautiful houses was abandoned on the people. Why the people not wanted to live on the house. And what is the real incident of the house? Okay. When they saw that on the mirror, then there was a black shadow on the mirror. And how and from where it was coming the black shadow? You know, there was no electricity. Electricity had gone away. And how the black shadow was seen on that mirror, I don't know. But we will be knowing that right now. You know, the light was coming from the one source, and that there was a black hole above the rooftop. And from the lunar eclipse it was, and the moon's light was coming from there, isn't it? And that everything could be seen very, very clearly on the mirror, and then it was a black shadow. And it was the black shadow of this you know, you can understand it. That was a witch. You know, only black shadow was watching right now on the time. And that they begin to feel very scared and shocked that what's this? What's this? It can't happen. It can't be possible. That what's this? What's happening with us? When they begin to see on the mirror, then from this back, a little voice is coming from there. Oh boy, welcome back to my house. Many, many years ago, it was abandoned, but you had made a great job that you have come here. Then you are welcome. Then they got a scare on his heart. Then which voice was this? Which voice was it to start? Which voice it was that they don't know, they were not knowing it. You know what? And on that, many products and goods were beginning to falling on the house. And you know, it is happening very scary night for them. And suddenly there's ledge had pulled away from somebody. And of that they pulled down on this land, on that property. And of that they begin to sway the Don's body, isn't it? So what happened next? No one will know. And after that, suddenly a witch had appeared on this appearance, on this front side. And of that, she brought a very biggest and very largest knife, and she wanted why here a person to you. You welcomed me, you made me awake after a long time. Why? I need the blood. And from your blood I will take part. And they begin to flee from here and there because they want to escape themselves from that village. But it was not easy as we think. Because it was gonna be darkest night and very scariest night and deadliest night for them. And when they tried to flee from that house, then suddenly the door of the house suddenly it was closed for itself. And after that, the fish who was coming, who was following them behind of them. Then suddenly attacked. She attacked from the knife on this back, on this head, and that they began. You know what is called? They have lost these every senses, and that they became senseless and they fell down on the land. The next day, when they woke up on the hospital, and whole story is told by Mahesh. And who was Mahesh? I want to tell you. Mahesh was the uncle of the Sumit and Amit. Okay, that means he was a neighbor. And they were not in the house, but it was a haunted and very abandoned place, which has been abandoned from many years ago from some religious people, and it was the darkest, very scariest haunted place. It was empty. It was abandoned. They were not in the house. Okay, but it was been seen from the people one and all in the darkest night. Okay, so only people say. So that's why people were saying that about the house. Only it was saying what was seemed, but only it was being appeared in the darkest night when it was being happened, lunar eclipse. So I would like to tell you that please do not visit any other place in the darkest night when it's being happened, the lunar eclipse, because of it is very darkest and it can be very dangerous night for you. Okay, so my dear own followers, my dear own brothers and sisters, this was the very haunted and very scariest story today, and I told you, and I hope that you understood and you have learned many more lessons from that story. And to hear these types of stories, so then please subscribe my channel again, and please like and share this video and press the bell icon. Okay, in this beautiful words, I would like to end my story. I will meet you in our next content. Thank you, guys.